Why, hello there, Niceto here, bringing you a summary of a knife that I've done a full review. The full review will be linked down below, and most importantly, I hope this video finds you well, and you enjoy it, and you consider liking and subscribing. It would help the channel, and, well, more important than that, I hope this video finds you well. As long as you're okay, then you can do whatever you want, right? This is pretty obviously a Vero Engineering Axon. I mean, I can't get any more obvious about it. It's that is what it is. I've done a full review, as I said, and that will be linked. So if you're caring to see more depth and info, then you can do that. I'm not going to do full specs or anything like that. That is in the full review, but this is 3.5 inches of blade and just over 8 inches overall. Just a quick little look at it. So, Vero Engineering and the Axon. Vero has quite a few models now, and the Axon was a pretty early one. What is it? It is a sheep's foot blade with... Is this titanium? Yeah, it must be titanium liners. It is a sheep's foot. This one, there are like frame locks. There are many variants of this particular knife. This is a sheep's foot bladed knife, number 1850 apparently, in, if I remember correctly, M390. I don't actually think it says the blade steel. It doesn't. But M390, you've got Vero's logo, or name, right on the spine. The blade itself is pretty much sterile, which I do appreciate. Micarta handles with titanium liners, and of course this is a slightly upgraded Damascus pocket clip and backspacer. You can't really see the pattern, but it's, if you get in real close, you can sort of see the layers. So, Vero Axon. This one has the black wash and standard plain micarta. There are many options: carbon fiber, full titanium, frame lock versions, all kinds of things. It is a front flipper, but it also has this sort of cut-in fuller that can be used for reverse flicking and also thumb flicking. It does feel a little bit awkward on the thumb flick. I don't feel like I've got enough purchase, but it works, so I can't complain. It's got a decent plunge grind. Could be a little bit better, but it's good plunge grind enough. And the stop pin is up inside the actual knife, so you can always cut in more. It's on bearings. It's got pretty good action. I may sound like I'm being a little bit negative, and I kind of am. I've had two Vero knives, and I really liked them, and they were early knives to my collection because they're really nice. They're cool, and they're definitely a popular brand, and he's doing a lot of stuff and such. However, as time has progressed and I've gotten more into knives and I've seen other things and stuff, I have come to the conclusion that Vero knives are too expensive. They just are. Like, this is, if I remember correctly, over a $300 knife. A titanium liner lock in M390. I mean, of course it's over. This is an add-on. This is after the fact. This was me buying this because I wanted to see what it would look like, and I do like it. I kind of like... The only reason I even went with the black wash blade is because I thought the whole thing would play together nicely, because I got this at the same time. So, and yeah, I'm right, it does. It looks... I think it looks pretty good. I do think I would still prefer just a plain blade, but it is interesting. However, the knife is just not doing enough to substantiate its price point, right? It's flat scales, decent micarta, nothing special. Yeah, you got a titanium liner lock with a lock bar insert, which is fine, but, well, here, this knife just came out from Vanguard. This is a semi-mirror polished DLC with carbon fiber in S35VN. I just nearly took my finger, clipped into my finger. And this is, what, 260? In fact, I think I've already seen them on priced down near around 220. Yeah. Titanium pocket clip. So you're basically trading off the titanium liner and the M390, which is probably not even going to perform that much better than the S35VN, considering heat treating and things, because no company seems to like to heat treat M390 as high as it needs to be. So you're getting carbon fiber mirror DLC for slightly lesser blade steel, arguably, and a steel liner lock for, with its current reduction in price, like $100 less. And this is now. This has been around and been at the price it is at for quite some time. This is a new knife. And Vanguard came in a little wooden box. Not the greatest box, but it's a nice little wooden box. It's still something, right? Yeah. Vero's prices are too high. This is not contoured. There's not really a whole lot of special going on. This actually came with issues. It will not center up. When I got it, it wouldn't even lock up. I actually sent it back to Vero, and I guess they did a little bit of tweaking on it to get it to lock. However, now there is detent lash. It's not affecting anything, and it still stays closed, and it's fine, but like for over $300, decently over $300, I think this is a okay. It's not maybe 100. Let's see if this thing. I think is it $320? They gotta be around there now. 300 and maybe $40. Yeah, this is just not substantiating its price point to me. And I kind of feel that way about, like, all of the Vero line. Like, the Lux, which is a really nice looking knife. It's a nice, sleek looking knife. It's large, titanium, really nice. I mean, I think it's Vanex, which does add some price point. But it's just a titanium frame lock. And it's $375. No. Just no. Like, I really like that knife. I'd like to try that knife out. It's got a hollow grind. It's really appealing looking. I can't do it. I can't justify that to me. It's like, no. $375, and the Synapse XL I have, about the same price. And yeah, it's a titanium bolster lock with, I had the micarta. I actually got rid of it. The micarta and hand rub satin M390. It's a cool knife. It's a nice knife. It's a well executed knife. But it's, you know, just plain titanium, flat scales. I mean, arguably, in my opinion, Vero's ergonomics could use some work. The clips are a little bit weird. Some of the angles of the ergos, and the fact that a lot of the ergos on his knives, the lower edges around the knife are kind of like, I'm not even sure they're chamfered. They're very abrupt. And you feel it, especially on the larger Synapse XL. It was still a nice knife. It was still a comfortable knife. I still liked the knife. But it's also not something that I was like, oh yeah, this has to stay in my collection, and this has to, and this can justify its price point. I don't think it can, even nowadays. There's just not enough here. This knife coming from, well, I mean, I think these are Bestech made, right? This knife coming from Bestech itself, out of Bestech, just with the Bestech logo right there. My guess, a fair price for this thing would be $250. Maybe $270 because it's got the titanium liner. Probably not, though. And yet this is a knife that can easily go $340. So yeah, it's the design is very specific, but the design is so minimalist and simplistic that it would need more to justify itself. It does have decent lock bar axis. It's a fine knife. Decently thin behind the edge. Not super thin, but decently. It functions. It locks out now. But, yeah. Grind and off-center, actually, issues. Yeah, I don't see myself jumping into more Veros anytime soon. Weirdly enough, the rare occasion when he has the bacon Damascus available, which of course sells out immediately, Veros are very popular. That's like the most tempting thing in the Vero line, because everything else just doesn't feel like it substantiates its price point. I know this is harsh. I know Vero is a popular maker. I know that a lot of people love his knives. He puts out a lot of knives. He's just recently done one that's more budget oriented in the Avid, I believe. But for as simple as that knife is, I'm not sure it justifies its price point, and that's the case. I don't know if it's partially because he has. I mean, in the very, very beginning, you can always understand it by someone testing the water, someone starting out, someone doing a very, very small run. That's going to add on price point, no doubt. That's not the case with Vero anymore. Like, these things are not done in small runs. There's a lot of them, variants of different knives that he has floating around. And just micarta and M390 with a titanium liner lock at this simple flat scale construction just doesn't quite justify itself to me. So, gotta say what I feel, and that's how I feel. So, I'm going to end things here and say thank you for watching. Again, consider liking and subscribing for the occasional very harsh viewpoint that is not always positive. That is not going to be something I'm willing to do. If I see something, I'm going to say it. So, in fact, I'm probably going to be more critical than quite a few others in general, because I'm picky, and I'll admit it. If I say, hey, this is a really good knife, but this is an issue, I'm going to also harp on that issue, because that doesn't need to be an issue on a really good knife. That'll be it for me. Summary over. Vero Axon. It's a nice design. It is. It's cool. Ergos are okay. But, not a deep carry clip. Way too long of a clip. I think he has shortened his clips a little bit. Very stiff, too. Yeah. Okay. See you later. Thanks for watching.